Everybody. So today I will be talking about another medication, which are histamine blockers. So until now we have talked about antibiotics, about antidepressants, about stool softeners like laxatives. If you want me to talk about any other medication that you're taking, just write in the comment and I will elaborate more. So the main thing is, my point is not to tell you not to take medications, but you need to be well informed how these medications are affecting our body and what they're doing, so you can so you will be aware and you can take an action from there, whether you want to take them temporarily or a long term, and to know what symptoms you can expect and how they are affecting your body. Okay, so is anybody here taking histamine blockers? Just let me know, write in the comments. And now I will explain about this. Because many people, they don't know that they have histamine. Maybe somebody have told them, okay, please check, maybe you have histamine intolerance or you have histamine sensitivity, histamine reactions to some food or to some other things. So if you're not sure, or if you're sure that you have histamine intolerance and you have symptoms like the most common symptoms are stuffy nose, like flu symptoms, like headache, and also skin issues, skin rashes. So those are most of the common histamine intolerance symptoms. Okay, so if you're experiencing this, please first watch the video that I have. I will post in the description the link from the video that I have made explaining where is it formed and how is it formed and what does it do and why histamine is released, and because it's very important to understand the function of our immune cells and why they produce histamine and what is the function of the histamine. Okay, and then after that watch this video, because I will be explaining about histamine blockers for the medications that people are taking for if they have a histamine issue. Okay, so histamine is important. It's very important. It's like a signal, it's a messenger that something is going on, and to perform some function, just sending messages or triggering some function in our body. So histamine is very important for producing gastric acid. So this is very, very, very important, because gastric acid is our first defense of our immunity. Here, because the pH is between 2 and 3, we are defended, we are killing all the bacteria that may enter through our mouth that we have ingested. So the gastric acid is the barrier which is killing. So if we reduce the production of gastric acid by histamine blockers, which are blocking these receptors, then we are actually reducing our immunity, right? And when we are reducing our immunity, then after the gastric acid, we know it's the bile is less produced. If the gastric acid is less produced, automatically the liver produces less bile. It goes all together. I have already explained that in another video about liver and gallbladder function. So it's connected, everything is interconnected. If something is less produced, then some other thing is less produced. And if the bile is less produced, that means that we cannot digest the fats, and the fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K will not be absorbed. So we will have nutrient deficiency. Okay. So histamine is important for producing the gastric acid and regulating also the inflammation, regulating the vasodilation, the circulation of the cardiovascular system, because it's dilating the veins and arteries, so that our immune cells can go faster where they need to go to heal our body, the tissues, whatever it needs. So histamine is very important in vasodilation, also bronchoconstriction, or our bronchi to breathe easily, they're opened. It's neurotransmitter and lowers the blood pressure, like that. Of course, it's vasodilating the blood arteries, and that's how we have a lower blood pressure. And actually, the histamine is like a bouncer in the club, you know. It's like it's just getting rid of the allergens that are bothering our body, and it's doing that through the skin and or through the mucus forming in the nasal cavity. Okay. What does the histamine blockers do? The histamine blockers, these medications that we are taking, they are H1 and H2. They are blocking these receptors, H1 and H2, and these receptors of the histamine, they are in all around our body. So they're in the gastric, in the stomach, they're blocking, they're closing the door, so our cells will not produce what is needed to produce. Then also in the brain, because they can cross the blood-brain barrier, in the brain they are also blocking the receptors for histamine. And what this creates? This creates, decreases the alertness, and it creates like a form of sedation, you know. So histamine blockers can do that, like you feel like sedated, like slow and just sleepy. And this is, in this way it affects the sleep and alertness. Okay, this can affect the sleep. Okay, so this have been shown that these histamine blockers are reducing the immunity, and from perfect harmony, our body has a way to deal with everything with the histamine, and excess histamine has been digested is by the enzyme I mentioned in the previous video, DAO enzyme, diamine oxide, which is produced in our gut. But if we have damaged gut, if we have leaky gut, then we have less of this balancing enzyme, which is balancing the excess histamine, which is produced in our gut, and normalizes the body functions. So if we have a leaky gut, if we have a damaged gut, if we are taking histamine blockers, then from a perfect harmony, we are creating a chaos. Okay, so who here is using these histamine blockers? And let me know how are your symptoms, and do you feel anything, do you feel better, or do you feel maybe worse? So please let me know what kind of medications you are taking, and if you want me to discuss any other medication, just let me know, because I want you to get informed how these medications are working, what they're doing. So histamine blockers are blocking the receptors, so the receptors of the cells that are doing some function, which is important in our body. If they're blocking, then the cells cannot perform their functions, what they're supposed to do. So maybe for a short period of time it can be helpful, but for a longer period of time it will not. Okay, so I hope you have learned a lot from this video, and this video goes together with the previous where I explain about histamine. And please let me know if you are experiencing any issues with the histamine, or somebody have told you, so you want more information. I'll be glad to help. Nice to see you, and see you next time. Bye.